And we are live. What's good, people? It's your man DL Saint, man. Happy Thursday. It's almost the weekend, y'all. Almost. It's almost the weekend, y'all. How y'all feeling? People, it's your man DL Saint, man. Happy Thursday. It's almost the weekend, y'all. Almost the weekend, y'all. How y'all feeling? Oh man, I'm sitting here checking my audio. Looks like I got a problem. So give me 1 second. I have to reboot the system so y'all can hear stuff. Give me 1 second. And I am back. I am back. Let's see if this thing is working now. Just trying to get everything good. And we are good now. What's up? I'm sorry about that, y'all. I might have to figure out what I'm doing wrong with my system. It's definitely user error. I can promise you that. Because the equipment I have is good equipment. Brother O's in the house. Was good. Good to see you. Thanks for coming out, man. We're gonna talk a little bit about what's going on in America on the social side, y'all. On the social side, we're gonna be talking about finance, money. We're gonna be talking about the 1% versus the bottom 99, and in this case, it's gonna be like the very bottom of the bottom 99. So, brother O, welcome. That's for you. That's for you. I got another microphone, some more headsets. I'm just, trying to upgrade, getting ready to be able to do live interviews here. So yeah. So you're gonna see me, checking out equipment. That's what I'm doing. Brother Vikings in the house, back supporting from the clouds. I appreciate that, bro. That's air home for you as well. Appreciate that, bro. I absolutely do. And then, so I got this going on. I'm gonna do this for about 45 minutes or an hour or so. I think that's all we're gonna need to talk about what we got to talk about. And then at 3 o'clock Eastern, which is noon Pacific, I'm gonna be on a Facebook Live. I don't mess with Facebook. This is for my buddy Ty Barnett, one hell of a comedian, one hell of a man. I'm gonna be on. He asked me to kind of jump on his thing, so I'm gonna do that at 3 o'clock Eastern time, and I will be noon Pacific on his Facebook. I don't know if they're going to do a thumbnail or something like that, but at 3 o'clock, I'm going to be doing that. We're going to be, he has a show that he does over there, so I'm definitely going to be helping him out as best I can. And it's always fun. You know what I'm saying? It's all love. So what's going on today? What I got going on here, man? I'm looking at 3 articles that I wanted to just kind of show you guys. It's about to get crazy here in America. For some people, it's already begun. People are like, what do you mean it's already crazy, man? It's about to really get bad. Folks are saying it's bad now. There was like some volatility in the markets out there. Crypto was going crazy. The stock markets was going crazy. And people thought, well, stock market went back up again. Crypto went back up, so it's over. It's not over, people. I don't think it has begun. We're in a recession, and then the powers that be don't even want to admit that we're in a recession. I think it's 2 quarters of negative GDP growth puts you into. I think that's generally what defines a recession. We've hit that mark. So we'll see, so there's stuff going on out there. There's an article that I want to share with you guys, and this is Yahoo News, right? Yahoo News, Census Bureau, 3.8 million renters will likely be evicted in the next 2 months while the rental crisis keeps getting worse. It's right here, y'all. It's coming. Like, we're all about to get some. It's coming. So I definitely wanted to bring this up so people can kind of see what's going on and like what I'm talking about here. This was August of 2022, this particular article. And this is something that most people, if you're paying attention, this is a thing. If you're paying attention, this is no surprise. You dig? Like, no one's surprised by this information if you're out there paying attention, right? We know about like the have-nots and the have yachts, bro. This is what I'm talking about. It's to the point now where people can't afford to keep a roof over their heads, right? For the first time ever, the median rent in the U.S. has topped $2,000 a month in June. And the increases show no sign of stopping. I'm in Tampa. That's the talk of the town right now. In certain parts of Tampa, rents have gone up, 35, 45, 50% in 1 year. Those rising rents means that households representing a total of 8.5 million people were behind in their rent at the end of August, according to the Census Bureau figures. And 3.8 million of those renters say they're somewhat or very likely to be evicted in the next 2 months. So I moved here from California a couple of years ago, and when I moved here, I decided I'm just going to rent until I, kind of get to know the market and see what's going on. I got here right as the housing boom kicked off. Interest rates were really low. The housing boom kicked off. It's like, man, these prices were just ridiculous with the housing market, right? It was just ridiculous. So I waited. But at the same time, I'm watching what's going on with the rental markets. The rental market is higher than the housing market. Even now with the higher interest rates, it's still cheaper to buy a house, but it's hard to find any. There's no inventory, especially in good neighborhoods. I'm in the neighborhood I'm in because of schools. I'm a dad. I have a child. I have to worry. These are the things that families think about. Yeah, I could go buy a house, but I don't want to buy a house just anywhere. I want a house with, good schools and all that. So, all right, I'm going to rent. And I'm just watching the rent go up and up and up. And I'm watching people get evicted left and right every month. Every 3 weeks, you see people pulling up the truck, getting all their stuff out of there. I've even like in my little quad, I saw a actual eviction notice, penned by the sheriff's department. So it's crazy right now, right? The combination of soaring inflation, the end of most eviction moratoriums and rental assistance payments, and an extremely low vacancy rate has pushed rents up and many renters out. This is real talk, y'all. This is real talk. Rents up nearly 25% since before the pandemic. Since 2006, rents have risen faster than home prices, but at the same time, the shortage of available rental units have been steadily increasing since the Great Recession. And this is nationwide. We're not talking about just here. This is Yahoo News that we're reading right here. In the year before the pandemic, the country recorded a shortage of 7 million affordable housing units for low-income renters, according to the Center for American Progress, citing the crisis that left just 37 affordable rental homes for every 100 low-income households looking to rent. Right? So we're just talking about people who are most affected, the most vulnerable, the people who don't make any real money. These are the people who are being crushed right now. Absolutely crushed by what's going on with the markets. And the homes that are available are often still out of reach. Rent rates are up nearly 25% since before the pandemic, with an increase of 15% in just the past 12 months, according to real estate tracking service Zillow. And this is real talk. Like rents are just getting crazy. Like I was living in California, people in LA, especially anywhere in San Francisco, but especially the cities, you're used to crazy rent. You're used to it. There's all kind of rent hikes, rent hacks, house hacks, people, roommates and all that kind of stuff, families moving in together. But the rest of the country was supposed to be normal. Now, the rest of the country is basically dealing with what, California and New York has been dealing with for decades. For decades, man. I mean, think about that. 15% in a year. Rent has gone up 15% in 1 year. Evictions are up too. According to Eviction Lab at Princeton University, in August, evictions were 52% above the average. In Tampa, 90% above the average. In Houston, right? So you look at these rates, man. In August, evictions were 52% above average in Tampa, which I already told you guys about. Tampa's crazy. It's gone up even more since then. 90% above average in Houston, 94% above average in Minneapolis, St. Paul. Right? And these are places that people were flocking to. Minneapolis, I don't know why people are going to Minneapolis, but it's real expensive to live there. While the federal government has distributed the bulk of the pandemic-related rental assistance grants, some states and cities have been slow to make the money available to landlords on behalf of tenants who can't pay their rent. I wonder why. Why are they not? Why aren't they taking the money? Right? We know why, because they know if they get rid of those people, they can get more for that unit. They can upgrade that unit a little bit and raise it, raise the rent. As of May, the National Low-Income Housing Coalition reported that 12 states and the District of Columbia had distributed half of their last assistance allocations, while Idaho, Iowa, and Ohio hadn't spent any of that money. 2 states, Nebraska and Arkansas, refused to accept the federal rent assistance money in the first place. So it's a lot going on out there, y'all. Hey, brother, do you think the reason that they are denying a recession in your country is because worse is to come in the economy? Yeah, absolutely. That's absolutely the reason. They don't want to tell people nothing, and Americans don't critically think. I mean, that's why we're on YouTube trying to make some noise. You don't hear about this on mainstream media. This is Yahoo News. You know what I mean? Like the Washington Post and LA Times and all that, they're not going to write about this until after the fact. Brother Doug's in the house. What's good, bro? And like I said, man, people aren't out here, trying to figure stuff out, man. What do I say on here all the time, man? What do you got to do? You got to put it in the old
think tank. Arch, nothing gets past the old think tank. Nothing.
You got to put it in the think tank. Americans don't like thinking. I guess it's too hard. I don't know. They much rather watch TV and play video games and surf porn and pay girls on OnlyFans, which I ain't mad at all that, man. Do you? You know what I mean? Nearly half of renters have seen rent hikes. I've seen it. Big ones. I've seen it. Out here in Tampa, you open up the newspaper, that's all they're talking about is these massive rate hikes, especially at the high-end properties, the higher-end, like the top-tier properties, massive rent hikes. And they're getting the money. If you don't want to pay it, leave. They don't care. Bye. If you want to stay here another year, this is how much we're going to need. 35, 45, 55% increase in the rent. The annual median household income for all renters in the U.S. is about $42,500, according to Zillow. 37% lower than the national median income of $67,500. Right? So think about that. These people they ain't making money. Americans are broke. They faking it. You know what I mean? Fake it till you make it. They out here, going on, hey, popping bottles, doing all this kind of stuff, putting on their filters, doing it for the gram. But Americans are broke, yo. As of early August, the Census Bureau reported that while 56% of renters had household incomes of less than $50,000, 24% of renters surveyed were paying more than $2,000 a month in rent. What does that mean? That means they can't afford it, yo. That's what it means. They can't afford it. This is just the beginning. It starts at the bottom and then it swells up. I hope y'all ready. It's coming. This recession is going to get ugly, and Jerome Powell has some words about that. We're going to get to that in a minute. Nearly half of all renters, more than 30 million people, have been hit with rent hikes in the past 12 months, with 19% paying a monthly increase of $100 to $250, 7% paying $250 to $500 more, and 4% needing to find another $500 a month to stay in their apartments. $500. Keep in mind, the average American, renter, homeowner, doesn't matter. The average American cannot handle an unexpected expense of $400. So now they got to come up with $500 extra every month to stay where they're staying. Come on, man, that's not even possible. You know what I'm saying? Jay Swans is in the chat. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's about to get hot, y'all. Jay Swan is in the chat. This is what it's gonna be.
Get some. Get some.
Brother, I ain't never popped bottles. I'm way too close to my monies. I feel you. I popped some bottles. I bought a bottle. I ain't pop going crazy. I normally get discounts and deals, and I'm with people, so I pay a fraction of it. But man, this is what they doing, man. They're trying to cope. But $500 extra a month every month to stay in their apartment, bro. They're not gonna be able to find that money, man. I'm just here to tell you. They're not gonna be able to find it. To meet higher rents, 57% of renters said they relied on credit cards, loans, savings, or selling off some assets, including raiding their retirement accounts. People look what people have to do just to stay in their rental home. Despite that, 14% of renters told the survey that they weren't completely caught up on back rent, which means they're going to get evicted. They're going to get evicted soon. They are going to get evicted. I mean, it's sad, but true. I'm gonna switch these up so y'all can see this story. I probably have to do. Yeah, I do that. I can see a little better there, a little bit better. But I mean, what are these people going to do? They have families that just trying to make it in America, man. The American dream is slowly becoming the American nightmare. For people like us who are in the hood, we understood that. It was what it was. But this is everyday Americans now that they're feeling the pain. Rising rents hurting some more than others. You think? Rising rates are hitting minorities harder than others, according to the Pew Research Center analysis of census data. Among households headed by black adults, 58% are renters, while 52% of those headed by Latino adults rented. That compared to a rental rate of slightly less than 40% of Asian-led households and 25% for households led by non-Hispanic white adults. I mean, these are just the numbers, y'all. This isn't saying that someone's bad or whatever. This is just the numbers. While inflation gets the blame for much of the problem with high rents, the cure for high inflation also may be contributing to the tight rental market, as renters who wanted to become homeowners are increasingly being priced out of the housing market. Yeah, since I got to Tampa, I've been looking to buy. My dude Jay Swan's like, bro, you got to buy something. But right now, it's like, oh, you got to hold off because it's just transition in the market. So I'm preparing, getting everything right. Let's get everything taken care of. Let's get pre-approved. Let's do what we got to do to be ready. But we don't necessarily want to jump on the property now because the values are coming down, because the interest rates are going so high that the people who do need to sell, they're forced to reduce their prices, which were already in the Tampa area between 35 and 40% overpriced to begin with. So even though the cost of buying a home is coming down, it's still above where it should be. It's only slowly coming down to where it should be, as opposed to where it is right now. As the Federal Reserve has increased interest rates to cool off the economy and bring down inflation, that move has pushed U.S. mortgage rates up from less than 3% a year ago to 5.13% by mid-August. The combination of higher home loan rates and already high home prices has resulted in an 18% drop in mortgage applications from August 2021 to a 22-year low. Right? So this is it. This is what they're dealing with. Right? They're out here trying to figure it out. Like, okay, now the Fed is what do we do? Inflation is out of control. Purchasing power is going way down. We can't print any more money. We've let politicians ruin the economy. What are we going to do now? Well, we got to, quantitative tightening. We got to raise interest rates, which you knew had to come. You can't have a society, the strongest economy on the planet with basically 0% interest rates. And even, you have people who were calling for negative interest rates. You can't have that. Right? You got to go up. You got to get the interest rates up. You got to get inflation down. And this doesn't happen overnight, y'all. This is the thing. This does not happen. I'm no professional, man. I'm just reading stuff. I'm putting it in the old think tank, trying to figure it out. I'm listening to people who know. And they're all been saying the same thing for 8 to 10 years. Like, yo, you can't keep printing money. Yo, you can't keep lowering interest rates, right? You're going to cause inflation. This is what it is. Brother Jay Swans, I keep telling these young cats to hold what they got. If you can't buy 3, don't buy 1. Yeah, they don't want to listen. It's all about looking good, man, and feeling good. We got a whole society of people who just want to feel good. You know what I mean? We talked about this, male versus men. Men understand pain. We got to deal with it. We understand that. Males, they want to feel good. Our people need to understand gratification, stop getting upset when it happens, and take advantage of the opportunities. Gentrification. Stop getting upset when it happens and take advantage of the opportunities gentrification presents. Yeah, you need to be taking and seizing opportunities when they come, period. I mean, right now, there's going to be a lot of people making a lot of money over the next 2 years or so as we go through this recession. If you're smart and if you're out there, you're gathering this knowledge, you're putting it in your old think tank, you can add a 0 to your net worth. Shout out to Patrick Beck-David. He talks about this all the time. PBD says if you're smart, you're doing the work, you're making the right moves, you can add a 0 to your net worth. If you got $100,000 net worth, you should add a 0 to that. You know what I mean? If you're already worth 10 million, add a 0 to that. If you do the work. This is what Patrick Beck-David is saying. Y'all should go check him out. Valuetainment, PBD broadcast, man. He's over there bringing it real, especially when he has his talks about this sort of thing, when he brings on his financial folks, man. Y'all should go over there and check that out for sure. So this is what's going on at the bottom, right? Look at that picture. You got a picture of people. This is what they do. They come in, they take all your stuff, and they put it on the street. Let the garbage man come and take it away, all your stuff. When they evict you, you got to go, right? 3.8 million renters will likely be evicted in the next 2 months. This was August of this year. So we're in it. September and October, we're going to be looking at almost 4 million people being evicted. You know what I'm saying? It's coming, y'all. You know what I mean? Jay Swans, brother, I keep saying the market ebbs and flows. If you can afford a house, buy it. Equity is money. You hope someone will pay it for your home. It's not real money. Yeah. Right. Equity is money you hope someone will pay for your home. I get what he's saying. It's not real money. Yeah, equity is tied to the market. It's tied to that house. That ain't real money. Right? Purchasing power, it is what it is, man. Brother Doug is like, yeah, I like that channel. Yeah, we're talking about Patrick Bet-David's channel, man. I be seeing Brother Doug in the chat over there. I'll be over there. You know what I mean? But almost 4 million people, 4 million families are going to be evicted over the next couple months, y'all. Keep watching. Reach out, keep up with y'all news. Watch what's going on locally. Keep your eyes open when you're riding around on the streets and you see a picture like this with somebody's stuff all on the street like that. This is what we're dealing with. This is the smoke in the city. I'm talking about the thumbnail I put up there. This is the smoke in the city right here, bro. This is bad news for those people at the bottom. Add to that, what's going on with the Fed. All this stuff happens, man. Like these things aren't happening in a vacuum, bro. One affects the other. So this is CNBC right here, bro. This was August 26th. Powell warns of some pain ahead as the Fed fights to bring down inflation. Some pain ahead. See the key word here? Ahead. What about that 3.8 million people? They dealing with pain right now. You telling me that they got more pain to worry about? Right? Because that's what Powell is talking about. More pain ahead. Jay Swans is saying don't chase the housing market unless you're a speculator. Become a homeowner first. Get in the game. Then and only then become a real estate investor. Okay. I can see that. I'm not a homeowner, so, I defer to people who are. I see that. Brother Doug, hedge funds like BlackRock will clean up during the upcoming foreclosures. Yes, they will. And not just BlackRock. There's another article we're going to read. We're going to see who's cleaning up right now. Who's cleaning up right now. But this headline here, man, some pain. It's telling America, get ready for some pain. America's already in pain. Right? Never mind the 4 million people, 3.8 million people that are about to get evicted. Never mind them. What about all the people who can't afford an unexpected expense of $400 or $500? They don't have that money. You got people who done maxed out their homes, their leverage to the hilt. You know what I mean? They've been using their house as a piggy bank, and now with interest rates going up, they can't afford to borrow the money from their home. Right? You're in at 2% or less, and now you want to refinance, get your money out your house like they've been doing. Well, if you do that, you're going to double your interest rate, if not triple your interest rate. So they can't do that. What are they going to do? Like, Americans are hurting, bro. And they're not even thinking about this stuff. Right? Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell delivered a stern commitment Friday to halting inflation, warning that he expects the central bank to continue raising interest rates in a way that will cause some pain to the U.S. economy. That's crazy. That is crazy. In his much anticipated annual policy speech at Jackson Hole, Wyoming, Powell affirmed that the Fed will use our tools forcefully to attack inflation that is running near its highest level in more than 40 years. 40 years. And they're talking about the late 70s, early 80s. I was a youngin' back then, but I remember, we want to talk about pain. I knew grown-ups was stressing out. I was a little kiddo. I knew grown-ups were stressing out. You want to talk about pain, there was some real pain jumping off. Real pain. Right? So this story, like, and I wound up penning this, this is a CNBC. I wound up penning this in the comments below for the replay. They get into the weeds. It's CNBC. They really get into what's going on. They're talking about, how the Fed fights interest rates. Everyone knows this stuff. The only way to fight interest rates is to, quantitative tightening. You have to raise interest rates and do all this kind of stuff. And it talks about that. But I mean, it's just when Jerome Powell came out, when he came out and made this announcement, the stock market fell. And it's still falling. The stock market fell like a blind roofer. The minute this article hit, bam. And it was coming off some highs. It was like on a little bitty rally or whatever. It was, you know what I'm saying? It was on a barrel, it was like a little bit of a run. He dropped this little gem, bam. Stock market began falling, it's still falling. Last time I checked, the markets were down today. You know what I mean? Like it's just one of those things. So like this article, like the stuff I'm just kind of scrolling through right now, it just talks about the percentages and why and the what's and therefores and this and that. But basically it's like, yo, this is happening. And then, this part here, to the point, it talks about the speech itself. The speech was unusually brief. Whereas Fed leaders, including Powell, often have used the Jackson Hole Symposium as an opportunity to outline broad policy shifts, Powell's remarks Friday clocked in at just about 8 minutes. I remember the previous director used to be on there forever. Greenspan used to just be talking, just put you right to sleep, talking, blah, 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 blah. Nah, Powell came in here like, yo, this is the deal, y'all. It's coming. Get ready. Get ready. He came in there 8 minutes. Normally these people take hours to get these speeches out the way. This dude came in there and screamed incoming. That's how I took this article. He came in and screamed incoming. So everybody could get down, duck, and cover. It's about to hurt. He introduced the speech by saying, he introduced the speech by noting that his remarks will be shorter, my focus narrower, and my message more direct. Incoming. Price stability is the responsibility of the Federal Reserve and serves as the bedrock of our economy. Without price stability, the economy does not work for anyone. This man is coming in here for real. He is screaming incoming. It's about to get bad. right? He ain't pulling no punches. He ain't trying to. It's no rose-colored glasses. The minute the market got a whiff of this, the market just took a nosedive. And out there just waiting. Now, he mentioned a lot. He was talking a lot about 40 years ago. He was talking about the last time. So, and this is the part that he was talking about, looking to history, this part of the article. The Fed is using lessons from the past as its guideposts for current policy. And they're talking about all the way back into the 70s and 80s. Right? Yeah, Brother Don Dello said, danger close. Absolutely danger close. Absolutely. Good luck. Yeah, good luck, everybody. Nice serving with you. It's been an honor. It's finna go down. Jay Swans, wait. There are exceptions. My son just purchased land without having a home. HOKE. But he has a safety net and he's got the land cheap. What I'm saying, just be smart. Save, purchase, and invest. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's talking about my godson, man. Yeah, he's absolutely got a net. He's fine. I mean, most Americans don't have an extra $500, bro, to pay for the brakes on a car. You know what I mean? How they gonna buy some land? People haven't been thinking. People haven't been saving. No one's been saving. Going all the way back to George W. Bush, right? Before TARP, all that kind of stuff with the last housing market, man. Spend, don't save. This is what's been going on. The popping bottles, buying the watches and all that, it's still going on. There's going to be all kind of deals out there. If you're looking for exotic cars, there's going to be a ton of them on the market. Give it 12 months. You're going to be able to get Lamborghinis and Porsches and Aston Martins and all that for pennies on the dollar. Because all those crypto guys, their money is gone, bro. Y'all haven't seen the bottom yet. Bitcoin, Ethereum, they're going to go down some more. There's going to be some great deals on crypto. And then when this is over on the other side of this, yeah, it's going to be some billionaires made, bro. Billionaires. That's why Warren Buffett's been sitting on cash. All the people, all the big money guys, they've been hoarding cash for the past 2 years. They've been pulling their money out of real estate, pulling their money out of all other kind of stuff. They're getting cash. Because they know it's going to be some deals, man. They're going to be buying up some stuff, bro. They're going to be buying up some stuff, bro. So they're talking about what happened in the past. Specifically, Powell said the inflation of 40 years ago provides the current Fed with 3 lessons. The central banks, like the Fed, are responsible for managing inflation. That expectations are critical and that we must keep at it until the job is done. So he's telling you he is dug in. This is it. This is the last stand. This is it. They cannot do anything but raise interest rates. That's the only tool they have. They're telling everybody, get ready. This is about to hurt. There's nothing else we're going to do. You're on a boat. You're about to hit the iceberg. Brace, brace, brace. That's what they're saying. It's coming. It ain't going to stop. We are here, y'all. Keep kicking the can down the road. Kick the can down the road. We kick the can down the road and hit a wall and bounce right back at us. Hit us in the face. That's what we're dealing with right now. We're all in this together. Like I said, I was a youngin', but I remember how hard it was. Y'all talking about gas prices back then. Gas was under $1. I remember when gas went over $1 a gallon. I remember the grown-ups being nervous, man. I remember clearly. You know what I mean? OPEC, there was like lines to get gas. It was all kind of craziness going on. That was under Jimmy Carter. All this happened. It was a crazy time, yo. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty at all. Right? Powell noted that the Fed's failure to act forcefully in the 1970s caused the I'm sorry, I'm stuck on a word. I just drew a blank, and y'all know I spent the past 15 minutes practicing this. The perpetuation of high inflation expectations that led to the draconian rate hikes of early 1980. Right. And I'm sorry I drew a blank on that. Y'all looked at that word, man. I was just like, what the hell? Felt like I was in second grade again, man. Perpetuation of high inflation expectations. And this is what they're trying to avoid. This is what they're trying to avoid. They really don't want people to go in unexpectedly and be shocked by what's going on. So that's what Volcker is saying. He doesn't want people to be shocked by this. And I guess that's why he put this out. Like, look, we intend to go in hard. We want y'all to know it's going to be hard. It's going to hurt. But on the other side is we're going to be better for it. Right? And then back then, it was Paul Volcker who was doing this. He was like, this is what we have to do. He pulled the economy into a recession to tame inflation. That's what he did in the 70s. He had to. He had to. You know what I mean? And Powell noted that managing expectations is critical if the Fed is going to avoid a Volcker-like outcome. And it goes into why he's thinking that. So the one concept molding Powell now is his thinking is this: rational inattention. Essentially, that means people pay less attention to inflation when it is low and more when it is high. I don't think people pay attention to anything until it affects them. So he's thinking, well, nobody's really going to pay much attention to this inflation if it doesn't affect them that much. If I can kind of ease it in, if I just let them know it's coming, they won't, once they see it, like, oh yeah, I was expecting that. But the article continues, of course, inflation has just about everyone's attention right now, which highlights a particular risk today. The longer the current bout of high inflation continues, the greater the chance of the greater the chance of expectations of higher inflation will become entrenched. And that's the problem. That's when the fields gets into play, and then people start pulling their money. People start worrying. And what happened to the stock market? Down. Right? What's going on with buying houses and stuff like that? What's going on with confidence? There's no confidence right now. It's crazy. Nah, brother, you got to see that 4-in-1 series BMW selling for nothing because broke folks think their bosses buying them cheap ass BMWs. Yeah, man, they're not gonna be able to sell those. Like the 3 Series, like the 1 Series, the Mercedes A-Class, the C-Class, they're gonna have a hard time getting rid of those. They're gonna have a hard time. You know what I mean? All those cars in those classes, they're gonna have a hard time. Like, it is what it is. Black man on filters in the building. Good morning, bro. How you feeling? I got to give a hand to you, man. Was on Mendrell and Shoo show last night, man. Thanks for having me. That was fun. That was fun, y'all. So here we go. We got Jerome Powell, the Fed chairman, telling the world, telling America it's gonna hurt. Some pain is coming. But what's the first article we looked at, right? People are already feeling the pain. 3.8 million Americans are going to lose their homes over the next 2 months. 3.8 million. That ain't all. That's just over the next, 60 days. There's going to be more pain. We haven't hit the pain that Powell's talking about, and we see why he's doing it. He's worried about the last big recession going back to the 70s and what Volcker was doing. He's trying to avoid it, but it might be too late. So he's trying to tell everybody it's coming so they can prepare themselves. But there's nothing Americans can do. There's nothing Americans can do. They're gonna get clobbered. They're gonna get clobbered. It's like, well, go out and get you another job. Americans are already working a bunch of jobs. The gig economy is a thing, right? It's hard for people to get full-time employment because corporations don't want to pay benefits. You dig? So people are already working two like full-time jobs plus a hustle, be it Uber or Uber Eats, or maybe they put a little money together, they got an Airbnb or something like that. That's still a side hustle. You got to maintain that. Cutting grass, washing cars, who knows what they're doing. Americans are working themselves to death. To death, y'all. What are we going to do about it? We're just going to have to buckle down and deal with it, right? We're going to have to be tough. You know what I mean? And it goes back to that saying, man, Hard men make good times make soft men make hard times make hard men. We're in that cycle, right? We're going into the hard times part of that cycle. Soft men have made hard times. Now we're about to deal with it. So hopefully we'll come out of this and we'll have more men instead of males. We'll see. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. And there's one more article I wanted to show y'all. Just one more article. And then let me do this real quick. Copy the clipboard. Take this out. If anybody wanted to jump in, give they 2 cents. There you go. There's a link. There's a link right now. So here it is. This is Yahoo Finance. This was, look at that. Across the board, markets are down. The Dow is down, S&P is down, NASDAQ is down. Down pretty big, looks like. This was August 30th, right? Jeff Bezos bet on housing slide. His single-family rental play appears well-timed. Really? Oh, seems like he's a genius. Well-timed. Well played, sir. Well played. Come on, man. He's got more money than Jiminy Cricket, bro. Like, the dude is paid. He can't lose his money. Right? He can't screw it up. So any play is gonna work to some extent. And if he loses, so what? He gets to write it off. There's no way he can lose. And they're talking about Jeff Bezos, man. And it should be obvious that billionaires don't accumulate wealth by accident. Their success is predicated on observation and savvy investment, and a privileged background helps. Nah, bro, their success is based on information. Their success is based on knowledge. If Warren Buffett, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, any of these wealthy people, the elite of the 1%, if they invest in something, they know is coming. Why do you think they invest so much in politicians? You think the Koch brothers are ever going to lose a dime? They bought too many politicians. I understand one of the Koch brothers did die, but the other Koch brother is still alive. Is he ever going to lose? Nah. They own the people who make the rules. They own the lawmakers. Of course they know what's going on. You got that kind of bread, man, everybody wants to sit down and tell you what they know. Everybody. So to sit here and like, oh, Bezos, you know what I mean? He made a savvy observation. No, he didn't. Someone told him what's coming. Some very smart people was like, yo, bro, this is what's coming. Right? And they sit down and he pays these people to go out there and get this information so they know what to do with their money. That's all it is. That's all it is. Brother O, I take the bad news I hear from your side and multiply it by 10 from my side. Things are seriously getting out of hand. Sorry to hear that, brother. I know, bro, South Africa, man, you stay safe over there, bro. You stay safe, man. I can only imagine. Only imagine. Brother Jay Swans, it's all down. Like I said, airborne, hold what you got. Unless you can afford to take a L. And very few folks can truly afford to take a real loss. Right. But the billionaires can. They absolutely can. So Jeff Bezos made an investment in this corporation that was buying single-family homes. We all know that these corporations and private equity firms were buying single-family homes. That's why the poor people couldn't get out of renting, because all of the single-family homes were bought up. All the homes that they could qualify for are gone. Private equity has them. Why did private equity buy them? So they can rent them out to the people at the bottom. So the people who want to be in these good neighborhoods where the schools are. You got to rent. Right? And they're like, oh, savvy investment. What kind of great foresight? Nah, man. They set it up. They knew it was coming. They knew it was coming. They wasn't getting any bang for their buck. They wasn't getting any return on investment because the Fed rate was so low, 2% or less. They couldn't get any money buying bonds and all that kind of stuff. Treasuries, why would they? They're not making any money. So what did they do? They went out and bought houses. They got a better return on investment. If they can't, getting 2% from the Fed, 2.2% from the Fed, I go buy all these houses and I'm looking at making 4.5% on my money. That's what they're going to do. That's a lot of money. Those percentage points, billions of dollars, right? If you double a percentage point. So, I mean, it's kind of like man, these people, we got to look at this, man, and look at what's going on. This didn't happen back in the 70s. Big money wasn't buying up houses and renting them to folks. Americans were buying houses, and that's where now those Americans and their kids and grandkids are doing well because they made those investments back then. But now it's getting all crazy, right? It's getting all crazy. Billionaires like Microsoft Corporation co-founder Bill Gates likely saw an opportunity for land investment to return tenfold by way of food shortages well ahead of time, right? So, yeah, because people told him this is coming, bro. Put your money over here. This is coming. There are people out there talking about water, man. Put your money in water, natural resources. It's a thing. You look at Lake Mead. Lake Mead's drying up. Water's about to be a real issue out west. It's always been, but it's really about to be an issue now. A lot of states draw their water from Lake Mead. But you got billionaires putting money into technology or whatever, into water, because they already know it's coming. And it was like, so it should be no surprise that real estate investing platforms Arrived Homes, backed by Amazon, Jeff Bezos, is taking off. He had the foresight with Amazon to turn a book company into get it now everything provider. That was brilliant, by the way. Can't take that from the man. You know what I mean? Hats off to Jeff Bezos, man. Jeff Bezos, hats off to him. You know what I mean? But that's one thing. But what's going on now? It's like hindsight's 2020, but after the global pandemic, turmoil in the stock market for years to come is not unexpected. The stock market has been wildly unpredictable and extremely volatile this year, whether it's from the words of Elon Musk or Jerome Powell, right? And the market fluctuates as a result. You know what I mean? They're talking about the market like, rich people pulling their money out the market. They were doing this long before now. They're like, they saw it and they knew it was coming. People were telling them what was going on. The article goes on to talk about that, but it talks about how Bezos put his money right here. However, Bezos noticed early and took action, right? So it said these trends seem obvious now to many. However, Bezos noticed early and took action. With his bet on Arrived Homes, Bezos bet on the downturn, and the conditions are now perfect. Housing prices and interest rates are high. At the same time, the stock market is as volatile as ever, if not floundering. Some people are looking for safer options, right? With home ownership off the table for many, but real estate still looking promising to those who can afford it, fractional ownership feels right to the everyman. Again, somebody told him this was coming, man. He didn't look into this. You know what I mean? He didn't have a dream. Someone did the research. Hey, bro, there's no inventory out there, man. Hey, bro, it might be a good idea to buy up these single-family homes, man. We're getting good rates on them. It was cheap. We can get these things, man, 2% or less. You know what I mean? Or we can, it's a good place to park our money. This is the return. This is how much we're going to make. And they looked at the forecast. Man, people going to need houses. They're going to have to live somewhere. They're going to want to live in these nice neighborhoods they can rent from us. So it wasn't like he had some sort of epiphany, man. He just, somebody told him. So Bezos not only made the bet on this being the case last year, but he doubled down on it earlier this year. Interested investors are joining the movement as Arrive Homes is delivered to investors early and continues to show promise as housing prices cool, but rent growth remains strong. And then the rest of the article is basically a promotion for Arrived Homes trying to get you to invest money. They're saying you can invest as low as $100 or as much as $10,000, and it talks about how you get paid, you know what I mean, on your investment, and you know how you can get in all that. So the rest of the article just turned into a promo for, I guess, Jeff Bezos' company to get more people into it. So when we first started talking, 3.8 million people are losing their homes because they can't afford it. Jerome Powell is saying, hey, America, get ready for the pain. Meanwhile, Jeff Bezos is making billions. And I ain't beating up on nobody, man. This is just how it works. This is how it works. You sitting around like, oh, man, it's rigged. It is. It's rigged for those at the top to win. They're going to make money. If you can bet with them, you probably make some money too. You make a little bit of money if you can put that money with their money. You know what I mean? If you knew about Arrived Homes before Bezos jumped in, you probably made a killing. You know what I mean? Probably made a killing. Like, oh, man, I bought some stock in this, and all of a sudden, Amazon got involved. Bam, selling, sell. Let me cash out. Let me get this bread. You made money. You know what I'm saying? It ain't, you know, I'm just saying, yo, it ain't. You got to think it through, y'all. That's all I'm saying. Think it through. All this information is out here, but we're so busy with our lives trying to work, trying to find that extra $500 a month to keep your family in your apartment. You know what I mean? Trying to find that extra gas money, right? Gas is still expensive. Trying to find the extra money to buy food. Food is still expensive. You know what I mean? Like, for whatever's going on, you need that extra bread. Trying to maintain your sanity during this whole process. Trying to do what's right for your kids. Keeping your fingers crossed, hoping they don't break nothing. You know what I mean? Because you let your insurance lapse. You're trying to get this little extra money, trying to figure out what to pay. Do we need our telephone this month, or do we need to eat? Right? Do we need our medical insurance? Do we need that? Or do we need new brakes? Like, this is the stuff that people are dealing with. Meanwhile, the 1% is killing it. Shout out to Jeff Bezos. I ain't mad at him. How many billions did he make on that play? And here's an article saying, oh, he's just brilliant. No, he's not. Somebody told him to do it. Man, put your money over here, bro. Somebody told him to do it. Somebody he's probably paying. Probably pay people a lot of money to research this stuff and tell me, hey, come back, man. Give me some good advice. Where should I be putting my money? It is what it is, man. You got to try to find a way to beat the system, man. You know what I mean? Have Nots versus Have Yachts, bro. That's the easy one. If you ain't got a boat and you know what team you on, I'm trying to get a boat. It's hard out here, but there's ways to make money. There's ways to do it. Be smart. Be smart about it, y'all. Jay Swans, they just had a corporation try to buy land in here and build homes. HOA blocked it from happening. Corporations will buy property, not stress the loss, take the write-off, and kill your neighborhood. They absolutely will. It's a good thing you got HOAs. If they didn't have that HOA, man, that corporation would have been bought up that neighborhood. Some buy land and turn it into a trailer park, rent spaces out for folks like $500 a month. They just gave you some investment advice for free. You're welcome. There's a lot of trailer parks down here. Telling you what, man, hurricanes and tornadoes love trailer parks. They love trailer parks. I think Jay Swan said something about not buying coffee or something like that, saving money. That's another thing too, man. Like, you got to cut back on stuff that you just don't need. Like, you don't need to go to Starbucks. That's a lot of money, man. Buy your coffee somewhere else, cheaper. Make it at home. Don't eat out as much. You know what I mean? Buy some healthier food. Still got to stay in shape. You definitely don't want to let yourself go. You don't want to get fat and obese, especially obese, because that comes with health issues. Right? It comes with health issues. So that the long-term health issues is going to be a problem. Like, getting your kids in school, that's going to be a problem. Everybody's talking about, you know, this student loan forgiveness program, man. That ain't right. right? But they're like, they got to do something. The White House got to pay these people something for voting for, you know what I'm saying, Joe Biden. It was a campaign promise. He did what he could. It's up to $20,000 in student loan relief. I think it's wrong. I think it's very wrong, but it is what it is. Next president is going to come in and definitely change that. Republican or Democrat, whoever it is, next president is going to come in and change that. So if y'all out there and y'all got loans and this program hits, y'all better jump on that program as soon as you can, because I don't see that lasting. I do not see that lasting. But it's just, you know, got to think it through, people. And then being single, being out here being single, you know, and Kevin Samuels used to say this all the time, man, especially in the black community, we're maintaining 2 households. If we were to come together, just think of the savings alone in housing. But I get it, though, man. It's hard. Relationships are hard, man. Relationships are, God, they're hard. My brother Jay Swan's telling me all the time how hard it is. You see people been together for 25, 35, 45 years, 50 years. Oh, my God, you guys make it look so easy. What's your secret? Like, shit, hard work. Like anything else, bro, hard work. But it makes better sense for us to come together. You know what I mean? That savings. But I don't know. Shit, like I said, man, what do I know? I'm just an old man sitting in the attic, bro. I don't know. But we need to be looking at this stuff, y'all. I challenge each and every one of you to go out, you know, read these articles, man. Check your news feeds, bro. Go out here and don't just look at YouTube. Don't just look at, you know, Fox or NBC or whatever. Look at all that stuff, man. Look at Al Jazeera. Look at BBC. Look at CNN. You know, like Fox and MSNBC, they're on the fringes. You know what I mean? They're not really bringing you news. You know what I mean? They're just trying to get, you know, their viewerships up. They're just telling you what you want to hear. You know what I mean? So CNN, really liberal. You know what I mean? Really liberal. So it is what it is. But go out there, see what's going on, read, talk to folks, look at what's going on in your neighborhood, compare that to what's going on in your state, compare that to what's going on in the nation. See who getting the bread. See how they doing it. Ask questions. Figure it out. Figure it out, y'all. It's about to get bad. Incoming. So Jerome Powell just screamed it out, man. Incoming. Don 007 said it, man. Where is it? Where was this statement? Incoming, bro. The economy is about to be danger close. This is it right here. This is real talk, right? Danger close. Here's when I was looking for that too, Jay Swan. Stop spending $300 a month at Starbucks. Put that money into a savings account for emergency needs. Yeah, if you can. No one has savings anymore, bro. No one has savings. Got to get your savings up. Get your money up. Stay healthy. And don't forget to feed this. The old think tank. Put it in the old think tank, y'all. You feel me? Build that up. Because you're going to need it going into what we're going into, right? You're going to need it.
Think tank. Arch. Nothing gets past the old think tank. Nothing.
You're going to need the think tank, especially now. It's going to be a rough 24 months, y'all. It's going to be a rough one. I'm going to read these last few chats, and I got to go. I got to start preparing for Ty Barnett's Facebook Live. I'm going to be on that with him. What's the news on Russia and Ukraine? All these things seem to be coming back like there's a set pattern or goal. Still trying to process all this. I mean, Russia and Ukraine, Russia made a play. They thought they should have been able to take Ukraine in a matter of hours, man. That should have taken no more than 18 hours, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? From what I understood about their military capabilities, which I believe wholeheartedly, there's no way that should have taken more than a day. But it seems that our information wasn't correct. The Russian military wasn't as strong as the world believed it was. And, Ukraine kicked them in the balls. Ukraine was able to hold them off long enough for the UN and for UN-backed nations, basically us, to get them weapons and ammunition so they can really hold them off. Now it's a stalemate. Russia's going to have problems with that. So I don't know. I don't think one has to do with the other. There's always conflicts, especially like in your continent, bro. There's always something going on over there. There's always conflict. You know what I mean? Look at the Middle East. There's always conflict. Look at what's going on in China, right? China has a lot of problems right now within their borders. Their financial system is crashing right now. So they got problems. So don't worry about Taiwan. China needs to worry about China. North Korea's always still like they're acting crazy. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, bro. Sometimes they're connections, sometimes they're not. But people are making money. There's blood in the streets, man. Somebody rich is making some money right now. And Jay Swans, when a hurricane comes to take your insurance payment, pocket half of the cash, use the other to have as repair the trailer park and rent it out again, $550 per month because it's cheap as upgrades. Yeah, man, I ain't messing with no trailer parks, bro. If they stop buying Starbucks, they've had more savings. Shaking my damn head, yeah. I don't do Starbucks, but yeah. There's other things I could do. I could stop, getting certain things. Shit adds up, man, when you look at it. Things add up. But yeah, man, I hope I put something on y'all mind. Just something to think about, y'all, for real. Just food for thought. It's coming. The Fed chairman said it's coming. Get ready. Dig in. Buckle down. I hope you got some cash reserves on hand because it's coming. You're going to need it. You are going to need it. And we'll see, man. We'll all talk on the other side, man. 24 months from now, we'll talk and see. We'll see who added a zero behind their net worth. We'll see. You know what I mean? So thanks for rocking out with me, man. I'm DL Saint. This is the I Really Want to Know podcast. And, yeah, man, I will be back on. I think I might be on tonight at 6:30. I'm not sure. Check my thumbnails. I'm not sure when I'm going to be back on. I know I got a lot of thumbnails out there. We got a lot going on. So I'm DL Saint. This is DL Saint. I Really Want to Know podcast, man. I'm going to talk to y'all later. Peace.
Darn, that's